So welcome to our interview of Data-Driven AEC today. And today we have the guest from Clev. Is it pronounced correctly?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Okay. Giulia and Marcello, and they are both from Italy. And yeah, so welcome. And can you just briefly introduce yourself?
Of course, yeah. So I'm Giulia, and with Marcello and Diletta, the third co-founder, we founded Clev at the beginning of this year. Since July, we've been uh, like offering to the audience a new software that it's a BIM Copilot that firstly was working as a IFC viewer plus document reader to check the model's compliance with the regulation. And later we developed Revit Copilot. We've been together, yeah, since the beginning of the year, and yeah, we're very happy to be here.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Cool. Yeah, we just met like quite accidentally on, on LinkedIn, but it was like a very impressive because you're solving a problem that a lot of architects are having day to day, like IOC problem and those Revit Copilot. And so what actually like make you start doing product in this area?
So we started building in the AIC area because I was before working at Clev, I was working in an architecture firm. While I was there, I witnessed the weight of operation that were concerning BIM versus AutoCAD driven operations. We saw that they were very expensive in terms of times and team. So when I met Marcello and Diletta, we started talking about BIM and the softwares, and they saw it and they said, okay, this could be done way better. Since then, we started investigating the area, and we are spending every day in talks and in calls with BIM managers. We've been in their office, and yeah, like we really want to make architects be able to work seamlessly with their softwares and as if they were actually in 2025, not at the beginning of the 20s, 100, yeah, 2000s.
Cool. So you're both originally like from the architecture industry, no? Or Marcello, you're not.
No, me, I'm not coming. I'm coming from like more an AI machine learning background. Before Clever was working as a solution architect at Sanctuary AI, which is like a startup in Canada making humanoid robotics. And what I find really interesting when I first met like Giulia and Diletta is that coming from like more a software development type of workflow, the iteration cycle when you develop software are really tight and really fast. While I was really surprised that in BIM and architecture you have this open feedback loop where like the feedback loop of an iteration is really big and really slow, and
Yeah.
and I think this is really slowing down the process by a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
also the idea with Clev is to have to create this iteration feedback loop that is much faster. Ideally, like software, of course, there are some like more it's a bit more complex because you have like a physical product in the out there. It's not just digital, but
Mm-hmm.
eventually I think we're going to get there.
And I think being mostly outsiders, it's also our distinctive point.
Yeah.
I think it's what makes us, what helps us see BIM with another eye. We saw a lot of softwares for doing similar operations in other fields. We know it can be better.
Cool. Well, that's actually a very good point. Like the feedback loop is really slow. Like, I wonder how did you like start from that idea to your current solution? Like, did you like went through some iterations with like real customers or something like that?
Yeah, we wrote an article on our Substack where we like documented all the prototypes we threw away before getting to the version of Clev that we actually commercialized. We counted them. They were like we throw in the bin 11 prototypes before getting to actual Clev that we sold like to clients in July. So yeah, the way we move is by developing prototypes. with many like sources. Like we first prototype in Figma. We show to users. We do A/B tests with them, and then we go back. We improve, and then until we find like a very high amount of data and responses, like positive responses to a specific feature, we don't go into production. So when we go to production, we are very sure of what we're building.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very impressive. It's really impressive that you started like just this year, but you already like went quite far.
Thank you. Yeah.
And that's the magic really of like a fast iteration loop. That is again like something really important. And even like steering a project like right now in construction is so difficult because there are so many moving parts, and we really want to bring this down by a lot. Yeah.
Nice. And why how did you like identify like IFC viewer is something like super important?
Yeah.
As viewer, it's important. Yeah. We started with that because we believe BIM should be an open place. Like it should be an open format, and that was the best way to build something that was open to the biggest audience, no, to for everyone to try. And then we started building plugins because it was the best way also to get closer to designers. With an IFC viewer, you can reach anybody that has to deal with the BIM models. So not only designers, but all the people working in constructions, public administrations, people that have just to manage the project and do not have the expertise to enter in specific softwares. But then with our ICP, like the main customers were always BIM managers or people that are working in BIM like daily. So we also wanted to build something that was closer to them. So that's when the plugin came into production.
Yeah,
I see.
we really hope to like eventually like support open standard. Like we are a big fan. We see a lot of movement in the IC community about IFC or other standard. There is the also like the fragments file format. There is something that is coming from a community based approach, and I think it's a great approach because you don't want to like lock your user by some like market thing, but you want to lock your user because you love the products and it's just stick because that's the best product they
have on the market.
They have on the market. So we want to say, okay, we are bold enough to say, look, like the data is open to import and to export because we really are confident that we are trying to bring the best product for architects and civil engineers.
Okay, so your idea is to make it even more open.
Yeah. Like we don't want to lock users inside our software with like some closed source file format. I think that's the way the legacy software operate in the past. I think we want more focus on the value of the features of the product that we bring, more on the also like creating a software that is really like close to the way the architects and civil engineer works, so that it's close to their workflow, and that's the best way to have a happy user that like really want to use your software, not just like some market like constraints or like industry standard type of stuff.
Nice. And are you also integrating with there are some open source solution I'm aware of like IFC viewer. It's like that open company and also something like bonsai. Are you
Yeah,
aware of those?
we're aware of these projects. The one concern about open source project, let's say, I think I really love the community based approach. I think is so good because you receive again like constant feedbacks. You can iterate faster and actually make something that is resonate with our user. The only thing is like for this type of projects, the concern is that they're still a bit in a early phase. Like for we tried many of those when we were exploring also the idea bonsai, the extension on Blender, that open company. I think they're doing like an amazing job, and I'm sure they will grow by a lot in the future. So far, it's still like a bit rough on some edges, but they're working really hard. So I'm sure that there will be also some open source solution, and it will be just like nice, like again like open openness. I think this is going to be the next generation of BIM authoring software. Open in the sense that like you can move your data across, and we're just one of the many player. We hope to serve the best feature, and that's why user will probably stick with us.
Cool. And is there any relation between this IS viewer and the Revit Copilot, or they are two actually separate projects?
No, they began like we tested them as separate projects. Now they are two modules that have combined, and now they will be served together, so that you can upload IFC formats of models once you're done, but also you can interact with Revit throughout the project, all from the same interface, so that it's clear the role that Clev plays throughout the entire user journey. Clev is always with you. Either with the models that you upload or with Revit open on the side.
Awesome. Um, yeah, and so I see like Julia, you also have a research background. Is it something like kind of related, or it's actually how did the research somehow inspired you?
Okay. Yeah, I've wrote a couple papers, and after my thesis, I went on doing research. Actually, the startup and was born separately. I think though research gives you a certain type of eye on problems. It's how you learn to. I think it's what helps us get a problem that is not like. Even if we're outsider, that's the type of eye that you develop while being a researcher. But Clev actually was born when I met Marcello and Diretta. But it wasn't an object of my research. I think research serves me as a bundle of skills that always come into play when you have to put together an explanation of what BIM is for anybody, or when you have to create strong argumentation for something, or when you have to collect data, create experiments, and collect data, also for knowing what to develop with the product. So partially.
Cool. And what is the number one priority thing that you're working on right now?
Right now, first priority is to improve the FC viewer. We want to make the products that we have a bit more stronger, thanks to the feedbacks that we received over the last few months. So on the web app, the idea is to allow interaction with single elements of the model, so that then you can also verify the correctness of the parameters on single elements, always comparing with documents. And for what concerns the plugin, we are working on improving the coach mode, which is the part where we envision for users that are just jumping on BIM. And they need support and guidance when they are modeling. So we want to make the way they receive the answer very targeted to the needs they have, and in a way that it's easy for them to skim through the information that AI is providing, because that is always a part that is very interesting for us, no, to give explainability about how the AI it's providing the answer, allowing people to skim through the results without being lost in the amount of data, but always being able to understand the context from which AI elaborated the results. So that's so optimization of the answer. It's more about refining now. Then we'll move into the next modules.
Yeah. Also, I would like to add the real thing that Clev is bringing us today is really this intelligence. Let's say this AI that we are trying to really make it vertical and useful for architects and civil engineers. We know there are many generalist AI out there. There is ChatGPT, of course, but when we first discovered this problem with the BIM, of course, the AI and many other technologies was the one we were saying, okay, we're probably going to use those for rethinking Revit. And it was quite surprising to see the generalist model were not able to kind of meet the expectation of this professional in in a specific task. So there was a lot of work in the last month to make it to met this expectation. And we right now I think it's good, but like we are also very like we're always trying to improve. So there is the bar is high for us, and we want to definitely improve. So it's going to be like a refinement to show effect, like this good intelligence in this sector that is going to help a lot in many tasks that are right now really repetitive.
Nice. So did you fine tune the model, or did you like add some external knowledge from, for example, the clients or something like that?
I think this is an interesting question because I think it connects a bit back to the open source part. Again, I think there is a lot of good open source libraries about how to build a BIM software. They're a bit still like you have to put things together. So there is still like a market that asks for a complete solution that you can just buy and use. But the thing that we did the most was not on building a BIM for now, because it was much more actually, as you said, on the refinement of the AI. So there was a lot of work on make the AI read the IFC files, because as of today, I don't know, maybe in the future, but as of today, neither ChatGPT, neither Claude, they are able to read IFC files. So there was a lot of work there. And there was some fine tuning, there was some other techniques, and I think this is the magic sauce that we're making at Clev to actually make it really useful for the IC industry.
Nice. And are there some challenges while you are working with the customers, or there are some like misconceptions that you see that happen like generally?
Good question. I think maybe on our parts at the beginning we thought we could be closer from the beginning to designers. While we understand there is a huge need also of reading data out of BIM. So I think the coolest part in this industry is that we speak with BIM managers and they are hyper expert already about software, so they exactly know what they want. When they speak with us, they know what we're building, they understand the model, so they are very clear in the needs that they need to be solved. But yeah, so instead of just working with our designers, we're working with the BIM managers. So we like it's a very technical I would say profile that allows us to look at BIM not only as a modeling tool, but really as a tool to manage something that is key for the entire construction pipeline. So that was the misconception. We came thinking it's okay, it's something more for designers, and now we see really how we can help the entire pipeline.
And maybe I will also add, like maybe this is more like an happy surprise. There is the excitement there was in the community, or in general, like in the market, when we try to present this stuff, because as we know, like this market is really like behind in terms of like technology innovation. There's an open letter from many architects firm against the legacy softwares that we don't want to say the name, but we know which one is. And so like it was really a great surprise, and it give you fuel and energy, the kind of excitement that we see in our customer, that were really like begging for some modern solution and some automations, because like as she say, like BIM managers are really technical in the way they think, but this doesn't necessarily translate in that they don't want to still do like repetitive tasks. No one wants to do the repetitive tasks, because we are human. We like to maybe engineer solutions, but like once it's engineered and once it's automated, you want to run automatically. You don't want to like keep it like filling, copy and paste. This is the type of process that we find and not anymore acceptable in 2025. And I think the market is finally ready for this new type of solutions.
Well, that sounds really exciting. Cool. And uh, what would be like your advice for someone who are just also like starting out in this field? Like for example, some professionals or like other people who will like start working on this kind of solutions.
Would you say more from the like innovate like a startup side, so building new tools for Ike, or more for who is actually maybe uh, a designer or like a BIM manager and has to keep updated with the softwares
Yeah,
for
yeah,
which
yeah, both. Like anybody who is interested in innovation in this field.
yeah, no, I think the new like the news is that there won't be one only software. We see like our competitors are all great. Few of them overlap, and all of them have very killer features. So I think the stack of architects and engineers will be broader. I think they will have there will be more fluidity between tools, less lock-in. So I would say to just follow the all the movements that are sprouting here and there. We follow like our LinkedIn are always uh, we see always new solutions popping up. So we see a lot of movement. I think the coolest way to learn in an exciting also like not in a boring way. It's to keep track of the companies that are sprouting and to follow them, to discuss with them. Like with founders, you can always have a chat. So that's also a very cool way to have cross contamination. Between like innovators and adopters. So I think keeping this type of also fluidity between who builds and who needs solutions, it's always the best way for everybody to build better or to work better. So I think just keeping updated, being open to new solutions, and like dialogue.
Yeah, and if I can add on the future of for BIM managers and architects in general, like I feel like there has been like this tremendous technology that, of course, is AI, and the really interesting thing is that it's not only like it's a new technology that like it kind of like puts you in a new type of workflow. So like maybe if you before you were like trained to like use many buttons, many function. Now it's much more fluid, much more dynamic, and even if it's the barrier of entry is definitely lower, there is still some learning tool, let's say, on the way of like like a project do exploration, like working with this type of new input format, this natural language. So like the my advice is like to jump on this new type of work as soon as possible, because it's definitely going to be the future. So like the faster you can get, like into it, the faster you actually like start working not not anymore in the future, but in the because it's becoming more like every day more the present. So like there is a new way of working that I think is exciting. It doesn't change the theory on the concept. Architecture is still architecture, buildings are still buildings. It's just a new way of working, and the faster you get in, the more exciting you. It's dynamic, it's fast, and it's definitely more fun.
Wow, I'm really excited. Like also, I'm also impressed that you are not from the architecture field and you are so passionate about this field.
And I really love also because we feel very close to these more technical figures like roles. We speak with them very fluently. Like we don't feel this barrier. I mean, we do have like we know. I mean, I bring some experience from architecture, but even like that, like BIM managers love to speak with, for example, Marcello and Diretta, because they are very expert about AI. So I've always believed that best innovation comes from diverse teams. So having this type of diverse interactions, I think it's what allows us to build faster, but serve something that is very needed, be able to communicate, be able to bring innovation. And yeah, I think that's something that is special about what we are creating.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel it's really inspirational. And how can we follow your work, and where do you update your progress?
Yeah, we post updates on our LinkedIn page, which is Clev. So you can follow that. Also, us as founders, we do publish relevant relevant content. For example, the fact that we iterated a lot, that was something that we thought was meaningful to show how we work. So Substack also is something somewhere where you can follow our work more thoroughly sometimes.
And there is also like always like a free plan in Clev. So like the advice is always to sign up and start using this new AI and this new way of working. And I think you're gonna be a lot of fun.
And text us. We'd love to speak with with you. If you have questions, we're open to show you like what we built, how it works, and again, speak about how AI it's changing the way we operate traditionally.
Cool. So your product is already live and people can already download it or use it.
Yeah, there's a free version, so people can log in and try questioning the model. Like in natural language, and then if you're interested, we can schedule a demo, and you can have a look at the plugin and the web app. We have already early adopters onboarded, so we're very happy to welcome more.
Wow, yeah, that's really exciting. Yeah, so basically, that's all my questions. I feel really inspired by your entrepreneur spirit and also your journey. So I hope that we can bring in innovation to this like architecture and building field more, and because it is very important and also something like impact our living environment daily. So I hope that we can like make more like beautiful innovations happen here.
Yeah, I love that too, and also thank you for your work. Like we really admire your blog, and we follow. So thank you.
Big fan.
Thank
You're
you.